Hey Dons, welcome back to another episode of ATV News. I'm Christus Macropolis.
And I'm Sydney Nunemaker, bringing you the news of the week. Let's start off with a couple of announcements.
The Young Adult Novelist Convention Short Story Contest due date is right around the corner. This year's themes are as follows: mental health, social justice, or body positivity. Choose one and then write in whatever style you choose to possibly win a book bundle, journal, or both. Deadline for the short story is Monday, April 12th, and submit it to this link.
Speaking of books, if you can't figure out what to read next for spring break, well, don't worry. The San Mateo Public Librarians will decide for you. Fill out this questionnaire, and the library staff will curate 5 books for you.
As much as I like books, I'm also a big fan of movies. With the Oscars right around the corner, let's see what makes movies worth watching.
My 3 favorite movies that I could watch over and over again are Little Women, Pride and Prejudice, and The Goonies.
Probably movies like All the Right Places,
Atlantis, The Lost Empire,
classics like Titanic,
Wall-E,
Pretty in Pink,
Portrait of a Lady on Fire,
Groundhog Day, and so many great others.
It's so hard to choose, but if I really had to pick one that always resonates with me and I can watch a million times, probably be Shawshank Redemption.
My favorite movie genre is comic book movies. Marvel Cinematic Universe, DC, I love those movies.
I really like, movies that are suspenseful, have you on the edge of your seat, and just movies with really well-developed scripts. That's what I'm about. I'm about like the dialogue and really the character development.
I'll just talk about one of those, but the reason Little Women stands out to me is just, I remember when I saw it, I was so enthralled by the plot and so caught up in it, and it was just really impressive how that movie was able to make me feel just every single emotion. I cried and I was super happy and I was shocked, and I don't know, I was just so captivated. I remember when it ended, I literally sat in the theater and watched the whole credits because I wasn't ready to leave yet, and I was so impressed with it.
Comic book movies specifically, they show all of these powerful people, but they tell very human stories. So it's this guy with crazy powers just going through something that you might go through every day, and that's very empowering on sort of a subconscious level.
I personally don't really enjoy award shows because they're kind of boring, and they're also not really fair, especially towards foreign films. When Parasite won, it was groundbreaking not just for Asian entertainment, but for foreign entertainment in general. But hopefully the Academy can start paying more attention to all these foreign films that are absolutely stunning and beautiful. So I'm looking forward to watching them in the future when they're more diverse and give awards to well-deserving movies and directors and actors. But for right now, I'm not really interested in watching them.
I am looking forward to Raya and the Last Dragon on Disney+. It's an animated movie, but looking at the trailer, I actually wanted to watch it, so I'm not going to buy the premiere pass on Disney+, but I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out for free.
Some movies that I'm looking forward to that are coming out are all the new Marvel stuff. I know that there's a new Black Widow movie coming out, I think, soon. I'm also looking forward to the In the Heights movie that's like a musical movie that's coming out in the summer.
I really hope I get to watch these movies in theaters, just because the ambience is like unbeatable. You just can't experience watching a movie in theaters outside of theaters. You just can't beat it. It's amazing.
It's always great to learn about other people's favorite movies.
Couldn't agree more, Sydney.
In other news, if you're interested in a chance to get some experience in a career that may interest you, then make sure to check out the Career Opportunities slideshow located on Canvas, as well as the Aragon website under College and Career.
If you're interested in cybersecurity, youth empowerment conferences, design, AI, plumbing, then make sure to check out the slideshow. If you have any questions, contact Mrs. O'Brien.
And if you're interested in photography, the next segment should interest you, as we take an in-depth look at an Aragon student and her photography skills.
Hey, yo.
Hi, my name is Sam Laporga, and I'm a junior here at Aragon. I do fashion photography and I edit my photos now on Adobe Lightroom, but before that I would use the stock camera app editing software on my phone, or PixArt and Prequel, which are also apps that I use on my phone to edit my photos. Somebody that motivated me to do photography is my kuya CJ, because when we take pictures of each other for Instagram to post, whenever I took my photos for him, my angles were terrible, so he highly encouraged me to take digital photography as a class, and since then he could tell that I've really improved. So it was a big thing for me that he actually complimented my improved photography skills. So yeah. And if you are interested in taking photography, I say go for it. If you want to try out new lighting techniques, working with models, I think it would be a great class to take for you to build upon your photography skills, as well as just basic other skills when it comes to like working with models if you want to do that type of photography. And yeah, I do have plans for the future when it comes to photography. I want to keep building up my portfolio, not just with fashion photography, but as well as other categories of photography, and I want to turn in my portfolio to a fashion agency for the photo department so I can get an internship and hopefully build up my way to become a professional photographer from there. Also, I do need more models for my passion project that's continuing on for the rest of the semester. So if you are interested, just hit me up on my student email if you're interested. And yeah, thank you.
Wow, keep up the great work, Sam.
Hey sophomores, you're invited to a fun-filled Scribble.io game today from 3:30 to 4:15. Join using this link, which is found on the Canvas dashboard. If you have any questions, contact our class president, Christian Wong.
Hey juniors, go grab some school spirit as we've relaunched our class spirit gear. It's only available till April 9th, so please take this offer. We all know we need some school spirit.
Also, the class of 2022 is holding a Chipotle fundraiser this Saturday, March 27th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 1050 Park Place Drive in San Mateo. Don't forget to mention the class of 2022 or present this flyer. And if you're ordering online, use this code.
And I'm guessing, as many of you know, school is beginning to reopen as more and more people get the COVID vaccine. Let's go take a look at the Aragon community's thoughts about both. The most recent topic on everyone's mind are the COVID-19 vaccines, with the major ones being produced by Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. The most recent count of COVID-19 vaccine shots in California alone is at around 16 million, with around 5.5 million people being fully vaccinated. And the number of vaccines heading into California is around 2 million, with a recent order to begin loosening the qualifications to acquire a vaccine. And as all those numbers continue to increase, we asked some members of the Aragon community to share some of their thoughts about the COVID vaccine.
Well, first off, there are a lot of different perspectives out there, and I'm in no position to say anyone should or shouldn't get the vaccine. Everyone is in a different place with their own health, that's for sure. For me, though, and you can call me an optimist or whatever you want, but I entrust that our government and these pharmaceutical companies have a lot at stake as well, and that a safe vaccine is what they're intending to give us.
I think that the pros of getting the vaccine are that we're able to keep our most vulnerable population safe. So we're able to keep our grandparents and our parents safe.
Scientists are amazing for getting it out in a year or less, and that's just absolutely insane. And I'm really happy that people are getting the vaccine, especially essential workers, because they've been working hard this past year and they continue to work so hard. And so I think that's really important that they are getting the vaccine.
I know that they are all very effective in slowing the spread of the virus, and they are even more effective at preventing hospitalizations, which is really, really important. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the COVID-19 vaccines, and they're really, really important.
I think the only negative is after getting the second shot especially, you can have a strong reaction to it.
The only reaction that I had was I got Moderna arm, which is a pretty large circular rash that was hot and itchy and raised, and went from being about the size of a quarter the next day to being about 5 inches across and 5 inches down. It got huge, and then it dissipated and went away. But I still feel like, even though it was a little bit rough with the shot, that it was worth getting it.
I think that the pros definitely outweigh the cons in this situation, especially if our goal is trying to get everybody back to a safe living environment.
So if more and more people take the vaccine, then we can build up on the progress that we've made so far. And then we'll be closer to going back into normal life and going back into in-person learning.
The COVID vaccine, take whichever one you can get. They all work. If you have allergies, check. There's one or two, the different allergies. But realistically, the amount of, or the effectiveness of these is better than any vaccine that's ever been presented. And they've been tested in lots of conditions, and they were made faster than anything else. Right now, we just need to get everybody vaccinated. So please, take the vaccine. If you get an opportunity, take the vaccine.
The vaccination rates increasing and the tier levels decreasing, schools, such as our very own Aragon, are beginning to reopen under hybrid school learning.
Hybrid school definitely seemed like an interesting way to go back, and I think that all precautions being taken are necessary. Like the mask wearing, social distancing, and, there's plexiglass and
12 desks in each class.
Still be on Zoom in the class.
We're going to be going in cohorts, and we'll be there for 2 days a week.
Along with having hand sanitizer and wearing masks.
We're going to have students on the computer as well as students in front of us, and that we're able to balance between the students that we have in front of us versus the students that we have on our Zoom calls, so that we can just kind of continue the vibe that we've had so far this year.
The reality is that most students are still home. So hopefully the expectation for those who are coming back to campus is still in check. There are even more moving parts now, which in some ways is more challenging.
I'm ambivalent about going back to school hybrid. I think it's going to actually end up being more difficult for everybody. The idea of Zooming to people in the room and people at home simultaneously is really kind of difficult.
And in addition, with the moving desks apart and distancing people, that's going to still kind of hurt how communication is. There's going to be limits in how well students can communicate in the classroom, and that's kind of been, above all, the biggest issue with virtual learning. So I really do think that part, it makes it really questionable how beneficial going back into in-person learning can really be.
The thing I'm most frightened of is actually people relaxing too soon and having to hound people about, no, you got to have your mask on. If you don't have your mask on, you got to leave class. You just got to have the mask on, and me having to have the mask on all day. It's not what I'm looking forward to, but
I think the way the district is looking at it is you've got to start somewhere, and this is that somewhere.
My thoughts are that I'm really excited to meet my students. This has been an interesting year, and even though I've seen them, I haven't physically been able to see them.
I cannot wait to talk to my teachers, like face to face, obviously distanced and masked, but face to face, and being able to talk to my fellow students as well. I'm really, really excited for that.
Human connection and that energy back in the classroom. I'm also really looking forward to seeing my colleagues and my friends at work too, who I haven't been able to see, and to be able to catch up with them also.
Totally understand wanting to go back, because we've been sitting in our rooms for over a year now, and that's a long time. So I totally understand and get wanting a change in scenery, and get wanting to meet new people and interact with people in person.
People who need to have a better working environment especially can get it, and if you don't need that, or if you need to stay home for your own health or anything, you can choose to stay home. The main thing seems to be having an environment that is more useful for learning.
Should everyone get the vaccine before we return? That would be the logical approach, but in a lot of ways, there's still a lot of assumptions out there. I think what all parties involved right now are dealing with are all these variables, and the vaccine solution is really only one part of it.
So I would say, I guess not everyone, but a large enough majority that herd immunity can come into effect would probably be helpful.
I cannot wait for the day to actually, where we're all in person learning and we all can share our community and really make memories together in high school. I cannot wait for that day, but I really think it is important to transition safely yet effectively.
I know that all students and all people can't necessarily get the vaccine for a variety of different reasons, but I think that if the majority of us that can and are able to get it, we should, so that we can go back to, or create a new normal going forward, I guess I should say. I don't think we can ever go back. So I'm just really excited to see what this new school looks like and what this new school year looks like.
For more information, go to the ca.gov website.
And to celebrate school reopening, next week is Spring Break Spirit Week. The days and their themes are as follows. Monday is Tacky Tourist Day, Tuesday is Tie-Dye Day, Wednesday is Faculty Spirit Day, so you can use your Zoom backgrounds or dress up like your favorite teacher or faculty member. Thursday is Patterns Day, Friday is Class Colors Day. Show your class spirit and wear your designated class colors. Use this link to gain class points.
Lastly, make sure to stay tuned to the Aragon Faculty Survivor Team next week in your live announcements.
Well, that's it for today, Dawns. I'm Sydney Nunemaker.
And I'm Christos Macropolis. Remember, stay classy and stay safe, Dawns.